Hello YouTube, Dallas Gamer here with another video. And real quick, as you're seeing the Helldivers 2 footage right here, I honestly really do like this war bomb, but as I stated in my previous video, it does need a buff, and I feel like the stun mechanics, it needs a little more guarantee that it's gonna stun your enemies, because when it works, oh, it works beautifully. You're gonna see here in this footage that I managed to stun lock one of the flesh mobs, and it worked absolutely beautifully. But yeah, anyway, what I want to discuss in this video is the enemy type. Out of all enemies for Helldivers 2, I feel like the one that was very well made, and I had to give props to the game developers when they're doing the little brainstorm in the developing scenes. Out of all enemies, I really do love the flesh mob. The flesh mob, I really do love it because it has a purpose behind it. Now, I'm a huge fan of sci-fi, and I'm a huge fan of, aside from sci-fi, I'm also a huge fan of psychology, thriller, a little horror. And when you mix all that up, you get something like the Flesh Mob. The Flesh Mob is clearly a horror creature, and it's still sci-fi-ness, and it's still an action game too. So Helldivers 2 has like all the fun little stuff when it comes to genres: sci-fi, psychology, thriller, horror, action, etc., etc. And what I love about the flesh mob is the purpose of what type of enemy is supposed to be as. In other words, its role. The flesh mob, without a doubt, is a bullet sponge, and in my opinion, is the most well-made bullet sponge that I ever seen created for a video game for a while. And I honestly cannot compare it to other video games in terms of how well made its role is. The flesh mob, it could pop out in lower difficulties, even level 1, according to some gamers out there that plays Helldivers 2 a lot. Even in level 1, the flesh mob pops out. In the maximum level, Super Helldive, it comes in droves, it comes in a lot of numbers. And yet, for some reason, I honestly feel like the flesh mob is not a difficult enemy. It is a difficult enemy when you start feeling like you're getting overwhelmed, but as you see here in this footage, I could easily take down the flesh mob. The only time when the flesh mob gives me a hard time is obviously when I'm being swarmed by a bunch of enemies and I'm all by myself. Without team support, obviously the flesh mobs start to become a little hassle, but still, it still doesn't really bother me that much. I could still manage to take it out on my own. And in my opinion, I really love the design and its purpose as a bullet sponge in the game. And I kind of wish to see more of it, more a type of enemy like this in video games. A lot of people, especially in the RPG games, a lot of people really hate bullet sponge enemy, but the flesh mob, in my opinion, is very well made. It's very it what it does as a bullet sponge as a tank serves its purpose very well. In my personal opinion, it's way better than the Strider and the Strider from the bot front, and way better than the Charger from the bug front. The only other enemy that I feel like it's on par in terms of design and its role is the Spore Charger from the bug front. The Spore Charger as a stealthy tank, absolutely love it. It makes people on their toes, and it's a very well designed enemy. The Flesh Mob on the Squid front, very well designed, and I love it as a bullet sponge as an enemy. So in a sense, it's like a support role enemy, and it keeps the player on its toes, but not on its toes, but more like it grabs the player's attention, especially the fact that it looks hideous, but in a good way. I love it as an enemy. It looks hideous, it looks horrific, but it also does its purpose, which being a bullet sponge. And you cannot simply headshot this thing. You have to like literally dish out a lot of damage against this enemy. So yeah, I kind of wish to see more like this. not just in Helldivers 2, but in other video games, like having legitimate good bullet sponge enemies. And maybe in RPG games, like being a good bullet sponge, since I mentioned I play Reinhardt in Overwatch. Well guys, I think I ranted enough, especially the fact that I went over 5 minutes, but yeah. Hope you liked this video about me talking about how I love the flash mob, and please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. Thank you guys for watching. Dallas Gamer, over and out.